Hello friends, you are watching 3A's Vision, an innovative distance learning channel. Today we are starting a series of videos about international financial reporting standards and international accounting standards, followed by a series of videos one by one. It is most important and desired that if you are interested in improving your learnings in international financial reporting standards and international accounting standards, subscribe to our channel and click on bell icon to get our future updates. In Introduction to IFRS, today we learn about IFRS and IAS. We learn about their comparison, the definition of IFRS, objectives, purposes and uses of IFRS, benefits to use IFRS, and also understand what comes under IFRS. First of all, about IFRS. IFRS stands for International Financial Reporting Standards. IFRS are rules, protocols, and compliance standards that public companies must abide by when creating their public disclosures. The International Accounting Standard Board established IFRS with the aim of harmonizing and subsequently converging financial metrics globally. About IAS. IAS stands for International Accounting Standards. IAS was the first attempt as a single universal set of accounting standards way back in 1973, when IFRS was just a twinkle in finance's eyes. These standards were originally issued by the International Accounting Standard Committee, IASC. Just like IFRS, the goal of IAS was to make global business easier to compare, aid in transparency, improve trust, and foster international trade. IAS versus IFRS. IAS stands for International Accounting Standards, while IFRS refers to International Financial Reporting Standards. IFRS standards were published between 1973 and 2001, whereas IFRS standards were published from 2001 onward. The third difference is IAS standards were issued by International Accounting Standard Committee, where the IFRS are issued by the International Accounting Standard Board, which succeeded the IASC, International Accounting Standard Committee. The last difference between IAS and IFRS is principles of the IFRS take precedence if there is contradiction with those of the IAS, and this results in the IAS principles being dropped. Definition of IFRS: a single set of accounting standards developed and maintained by the International Accounting Standard Board with the intention of those standards being capable of being applied on a globally consistent basis by developed, emerging and developing economies, thus providing investors and other users of financial statements with the ability to compare the financial performance of publicly listed companies on a like-for-like basis with their international peers. Objectives of IFRS: to develop in the public interest a single set of high quality, understandable and enforceable global accounting standards that require high quality, transparent and comparable information in financial statements and other financial reporting to help participants in the world's capital markets and other users make economic decisions. The second objective is to promote the use and rigorous application of those standards in fulfilling the objectives associated with above 1 and 2 objectives, to take account of appropriate the special need of small and medium sized entities and emerging economies. Those standards to bring about convergence of national accounting standards and international accounting standards and IFRS to high quality solutions. The purposes of IFRS. These standards aspire to reduce the differences between accounting metrics, to promote the development of an integrated financial and competitive market, to encourage transparent financial information, and to protect investors. The uses of IFRS. By adopting IFRS, a business can present its financial statements on the same basis as its foreign competitors, making comparisons easier. Furthermore, companies with subsidiaries in countries that require or permit IFRS may be able to use one accounting language company-wide. Companies also may need to convert to IFRS if they are a subsidiary of a foreign company that must use IFRS, or if they have a foreign investor that must use IFRS. Lastly, companies may also benefit by using IFRS if they wish to raise capital abroad. The benefits to use IFRS. There are four main benefits to use IFRS, that is, globalization of trade and capital markets, rapid development of information technology and its impact on operations, fast and simplified process of moving funds between countries, and increased investors' interest in foreign investments. What comes under IFRS? So there are main 6 elements which comes under IFRS, that are leases, retirement benefit plans, business combinations, foreign exchange rates, borrowing costs, income taxes, investment in associates, inventories, fixed assets, intangible assets, presentation of financial statements, revenue recognition, employee benefits, operating segments, subsequent events, industry, specific accounting such as mineral resources and agriculture. At the end, we warm welcome your comments to improve our learnings. Thanks and goodbye.